Welcome to Albuquerque.
Never been
It's
before.
hot.
No? Where'd you come in from?
Nashville.
Nashville, cool, man.
Fun city. You've been to Nashville.
I have not. There was a college boys trip to Nashville, but I was working on a different show at the time, so I couldn't make it. I was bummed, but all my boys had a really good time there. They loved it.
It's a fun city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Direct flight?
No.
No?
I went
Southwest
through Chicago.
Southwest doesn't do
They
direct.
put me on United. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Southwest actually probably does do direct.
Yeah, United, I think, has some deal with NBC, because whenever they fly us somewhere, they always fly us in United.
That
too.
checks
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That makes sense. Anyway, let's talk about
yeah.
Midnight Texas.
Sure.
What can you tell us about your character this coming season?
We ended on a high note last season, Bobo and Fiji, and it kind of continues into the next season. Their love is in the honeymoon stage, so there's a lot of loving going on between the two of them, but that amorous feelings that they have towards each other are causing supernatural issues, unbeknownst to Bobo, but Fiji's kind of in tune to it. So weird stuff starts happening to Bobo, and we kind of have called it like Final Destination Bobo. So,
She's still keeping secrets.
she's not keeping secrets. She's just more in tune to it. I'm just kind of like oblivious to the fact that I'm almost dying like every 10 minutes of the episode, just after we have like a romantic encounter or something like that. So she's her Scooby sense is way more heightened than mine. But yeah, it's interesting to see where they're going and what they do to what they have to do to stop Bobo from almost dying, and she has to make really big sacrifices that are very dangerous and scary and continue throughout the season.
Last season, Bobo was just totally a hopeless romantic the whole time. But,
After his fiance died,
Right.
and then he took out the Nazi scumbags.
so from like 5 on. From
Yeah,
episode
5 on, yeah.
Very hopeless romantic.
Yeah,
towards
right,
Fiji.
yeah.
So is that like a sim? Like it because he definitely put her first in everything. Like if he put that relationship first, he put her first.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be kind of prominent again?
Oh yeah, he puts her before everything, before himself, before he's a hopeless romantic. He loves her so much, and it's reciprocated. So he's definitely smitten. I think the fact that he doesn't realize that he's almost dying at every twist and turn is because he's so smitten.
And every time he might be able
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The aftermath, like
Right.
weird stuff happens. It's really it was a lot of fun. I think one of our writers this year, he did the Final Destination franchise. He created it, so they kind of brought that into play, which I thought was really interesting. Interesting take on the relationship. Interesting way to take it and make it, the causes being supernatural. So it was fun. It was kind of hard for me to play though. I'm like, really, dude? You're not realizing that? Like I don't want to tell you what happens, but like crazy stuff happens, and I'm just like, oh no, it's I guess I didn't hang that on the wall like well enough. That's why this sword fell down and almost impaled me in the head or something like that. It's just like, wait, man.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. It's actually, the show is. I feel like it's almost a new show this year. I feel like it's faster paced. It's more character driven. The CG, if you will, the monsters and stuff are more practical as opposed to the CGI element that we had last year, which I really like this year. I think it's and the story jumps around a lot between the remaining couples and the remaining folks in town. So it's like Bobo and Fiji land, and then you go to Manfred and Patience and the hotel and the ghosts, and then you go to Lam and Olivia, and then you go to Joe and Chewie, and it just moves really fast at like a breakneck speed, and it's really interesting. And I've loved all the scripts, and our new showrunners are like really in tune with like pop culture, and they're really funny and really smart. So yeah, it's been really good. It's been really fun. I like our new time slot on Friday night at 9 o'clock as opposed to Monday in the summers at 10. So NBC's really putting a lot of faith in us this year, and I think we've done them well.
So how integral would you say knowledge of the first season is? Can you kind of come into season 2 fresh?
I think you can.
Yeah.
I think you can come into season 2. I mean, it's nice to have that backstory on the characters, with Joe being an angel. But I mean, it doesn't take long. He's like almost flying like immediately in the first 2 episodes and ripping demon hearts out. So you kind of know what he's doing, and Lem's doing his vampire thing. Bobo actually he bought the Nazi bar and he turned it into like a Cheers almost, so it's like another like watering hole and a place for midnighters to go hang out, which is really cool. Lem's the bouncer, Joe's a bartender trying to find his way again after after everything that happened in the prior season. But yeah, it's really fun. It's really it's quirky, fun, cute, and scary. There's a lot of really cool scares in the show too.
Looking back at season 1, what was your most memorable scene to shoot?
I think the very end, yeah. I think when we took out Kokonor and just the fact that Fiji and Bobo finally, came together as one, if you will. Just the lot. Just the fact that they were able to finally, be together and express their love for each other without anything, with apocalypse happening outside. I thought was really cool. And Bobo and Fiji saving the world together, with Manfred kind of helping, I guess, and the others kind of helping. That was very memorable for me. I thought it was really neat.
I'm not gonna lie, when they said that what was the guy's name, Cocaine or
we called him Coconut.
When they
Coconar.
said who's coming because she's a virgin witch, I was like, if somebody doesn't try to have sex,
I know, it's like so obvious.
Like,
that was the hardest part of the scene. Is like because we knew it was going to happen.
Right.
We just didn't know how. And then when the lines were on the page, it's like how do I say this? Like it's just so obvious, but I don't want to come across creepy. Like, why are you sacrificing yourself? We love each other. Why don't we just do it?
Yeah.
Have to have
I was glad it only took one
sex with
episode
the
to
devil.
get to that.
I know.
Right.
It was like it's like it was so obvious. In the book, there's like a build up to it, and then like she doesn't like Bobo at the time.
Oh, okay.
In the books, because she found out about his past, so there's still like a rift between the two of them. So like there's like Lem volunteers in the book, and I think there's this like other were-tiger in town that's very like everybody volunteers. Even Joe's like, yeah, I'll do it. If I have to, I'll do it. But yeah, and then the book they do it in the middle of Witchlight Road, like right under the stoplight where Kolkanar comes up. So he's like coming out, and they're like having sex, and everybody's like standing around the circle watching him. And then Monica, our showrunner last year, was like, that is the most unromantic thing ever. Like creepy and cool, but like she was like, I want to make it more romantic where you guys are like just together. But yeah, that was the hard part, was just like bringing it up and not sounding creepy and just being and not sounding like, I mean, like making it sound like it's kind of a fresh idea, like where you idiots should have been thinking about this a long time ago, right?
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Nestor kind of told us a little bit about how you guys have like an overarching villain from the start of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some twists and turns where he becomes a villain or his wife becomes a villain. There's different
Quite
things
possibly.
are going to happen.
Yeah.
But what's it like to kind of have a baddie the whole time as opposed to one that is built towards throughout the season?
Well, we don't know who the baddie is when they come to town. There's a lot of misdirection as to who the baddie is. So Olivia's kind of in tune to it from the beginning. Some of the other Midnighters are, but I'm more accepting for people at face value, and I think I'm just so in love with Fiji. I'm kind of in La La Land where I'm just not even concerned about that. I'm like, okay, they're talking about the possibility of the new hotel and what that's bringing to town. I'm like, let's just get this conversation over with so Fiji and I can go home and make love. So that's basically where Bobo and Fiji's head's at too. She's pretty much the initiator of a lot of it. We call it sex magic, actually. I think there's a scene in the first episode where I think the network had to cut it down quite a lot. But yeah, it involves floating, if you will. Yeah, yeah.
Can you tell us anything about the butterfly?
I don't know. Can I?
We're thinking no, but
Right.
yeah, we want to know.
Well, I think every witch has a butterfly,
Okay.
and it's the good. It's the Delilah. It's the good in them. And when they remove that butterfly, they become a dark witch. So once your butterfly goes away, you have to find that butterfly. It goes somewhere. I don't want to tell you where it goes, but it goes somewhere where once that witch loses their butterfly, you have to find it, and it's quite a process finding that butterfly, and it's quite a sacrifice removing your butterfly. So yeah, it's very important to being a good witch is having your butterfly.
Okay.
It's like having your soul almost as a witch. Yeah.
We've got to wrap over here.